Hello viewers, this is SKTV and you're watching Prime Time English News. The headlines first. Manipur freezes administrative boundaries from January 1st, 2026 to March 31st, 2027 ahead of census amid NRC demands. Filing of RTI for MLA Local Area Development Fund needed similar to RTI on MP Fund, asserts Lok Sabha MP Bimola Koizam. Campaign for Just and Fair Delimitation JFD to launch protest against census, appeals to all indigenous people to support to safeguard future generations. MMTU to launch mass campaign for Meitei inclusion in ST list for constitutional protection. Announces to launch No ST, No Vote campaign against politicians. 4 left parties in Manipur denounce US aggression on Venezuela, urge nationwide protests to support global anti-imperialist movement. And JSC in Chaoba killing submits memorandum to the governor, demands to form SIT within 24 hours to probe into killing. And here are the details. Manipur government has frozen administrative boundaries of all districts, tehsils and villages in the state from January 1st, 2026 to March 31st, 2027 to facilitate upcoming census operation. The decision was notified through an order signed by Additional Secretary Home Ahantem Subhash Singh, stating that the Governor of Manipur exercised powers under Clause 4 of Rule 8 of the Census Rules 1990 to ensure smooth conduct of enumeration process. The move has drawn criticism from civil society organizations and political groups who have reiterated demands for updating National Register of Citizens NRC before conducting any census in Manipur. A recent political parties conclave organized by Campaign for Just and Fair Delimitation resolved to seek postponement of the census until normalcy is restored, internally displaced persons are resettled, and illegal immigrants are identified. Similar concerns have been raised by JCODEM, which warned that reliance on disputed 2001 census data and unusually high population growth rates in certain districts could have serious implications for the state. Sahitya Thopanglup Sathaulup released its annual wall calendar Living Legends of Manipur featuring eminent personalities from the state. The calendar release function was held at DIPR Auditorium, Nityai Pachuthek. Lok Sabha MP Dr. Angamchap Bimola Koizam, retired Professor N. Aruna and Sathaulup Chief Patron R.K. Badumanta graced the event as main dignitaries. Speaking on the sidelines, MP Dr. Angamchap Bimola Koizam asserted that filing RTI for MLA Local Area Development Fund is needed, similar to RTI on MP Fund. He praised Sathaulup's initiative, stating that popularizing Manipur's living legends is important. He also appreciated the organizers for providing him the opportunity to participate in the event.
Chahi mada MP mada pise crore mangane MLA amamda piri sina crore ani ne so chahi amada MP da manga piri ba same mafam se Inner Manipur constituency Kendra Kuntrani thoila isida na crore humfu mari ne crore humfu mari che chahi khutingi thadari ne local area development se mafam chana thadara gadi hospital kaire haire de lambi ore haire sum tam tam na menera di public fund ai pisana te na local area development fund na pire se fa adina appropriately season ragadi Manipur lambi thong kairoi ambulance waloi school segai belai roi adagi mai gi kari ge something I ne local area development karor manga changa kai chakren thirei se karor humfu mari kadai chakre wazai kendra sida assembly segment kuntrani thoini karor ani ni karor humfu mari se kai chakre na miyam na hek thigat piraba atop MP na kai kari tawgren thigat se miyam ge thigat pum thok ne madu asi khatan na miyam to puna suna harom na thar ko isen hena atopadasu ko.
Campaign for Just and Fair Delimitation JFD has announced that it will launch a mass protest against the proposed census process in Manipur. Addressing media persons today at Wangkai Thangzamlikai, JFD convener Jitendra Ningomba appealed to all indigenous people of the state to take responsibility in safeguarding the future of Manipur. He stated that the state census department has issued a gazette notification confirming that the administrative boundaries of all districts in Manipur will remain frozen from January 1st this year till March 31st, 2027. According to him, this move indicates that the census process is set to begin in the state. Jitendra Ningomba reiterated JFD's long-standing demand for the implementation of the National Register of Citizens (NRC) or a similar mechanism to identify non-locals and illegal immigrants before conducting the census. He further informed that on December 15, 2025, a JFD team submitted a memorandum to the Ministry of Home Affairs in New Delhi and also shared relevant details with the Governor of Manipur, the Election Commission of India and the Census Directorate, among others. Meanwhile, a 5-point resolution was adopted during a meeting held at Lamyanba Shanglen on December 27, 2025, which was attended by representatives of 12 political parties. Among the resolutions was a collective decision to pressure the Ministry of Home Affairs to implement NRC and detect illegal immigrants before undertaking the census process. Jitendra Ningomba added that with the issuance of the order to freeze administrative boundaries, all political parties should now take a clear stand to halt the census process until the stated demands are met. He clarified that the campaign for just and fair delimitation is not opposed to census or delimitation, but maintained that both the processes must be conducted in a fair, transparent and just manner.
Manipuri yellow me Manipur indigenous people singer the Sida Mitopian Sagi Weba Ki Bomalina Masi Akoida Hana Kandopi Hana Mitopian Sachahan Kandopiro Adu Matunda Census to Biro Hadna Hanna Hara Poboda Rabamano Makaro in the Gim Maki Tony Havelina Music Equid Matotari Masi Makal Anini Amana Punba Labiripo political party may have sing say Masiga Punba Pupu Machalaga Mapun Punchilaga Mako in the pressure to Haima Yanaki Bamalivini Madu Labiripo political party sings the Mamutan Kantabilakana Madu Tabu in Panto Pinena Wafum Amalere Manipur Gidamta in Tamanabukidamuta Integrity Unique Tanzabuti Manmayam Singsi Idan Gabamena Nathaidum Tamibi Port Amalakunina Object Quite Murtaribasi Mamang Mamanga NRC Natrakamana, Potomato, Nanaputamuta, Aikoi, Apunba, Kola Oma, Labor to Motota, Dunumuduna, Lak Labor, February, Arubada, or Natri Harika, Akoi, Aprilgi, Hall Father, Mianguiba, Apunba, Koi Kola Umla, Tangai for the lady, contented Sikitana, Logaraga, Manapamiamda, Akoi Manduki Pote, Tamjeri.
Maitai Mitai Tribe Union MMTU Secretary Organization Takhilamam Parijat has announced to launch mass campaign for Maitai Mitai inclusion in Scheduled Tribe ST list for constitutional protection and to launch No ST No Vote campaign against politicians. Speaking at a press conference held at Manipur Press Club, Parijat accused political parties and leaders in the state of creating vote banks instead of pushing ST status for Maitai and not initiating steps to identify illegal immigrants. He highlighted that the Supreme Court and High Court have repeatedly ruled against adding illegal immigrants to ST lists, stressing that constitutional rights must prevail. However, in Manipur, illegal immigrants are infiltrating electoral rolls with inclusion in ST list and receiving benefits. Parijat emphasized that the necessity to save rights of Maitai indigenous community from such activities, adding that MMTU vows to launch mass campaign for constitutional inclusion of Maitai Mitai in ST list and No ST No Vote campaign against politicians. Parijat also highlighted impacts that could occur in census and delimitation process before any Maitai ST inclusion.
India da mito khandokpugi ihongsi maroina mito khandokpu wafamsi Bangladesh Muslim natra Pakistan gi lapu misingsi screening tawba scan tawba somda di amna mai unsan khraga even India gi Home Minister Prime Minister Assam da lakpada khandokpusi Bangladesh da gi lakwa Bangladeshi mayamna Assam si yot khragani ꯑꯅꯤꯁꯨꯕ ꯕꯪꯒ꯭ꯂꯥꯗꯦꯁ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯛꯑꯅꯤ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯒꯤ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯅꯨꯡꯅꯥꯡꯕꯒꯁꯨ ꯐꯣꯡꯗꯣꯛꯄꯁꯨ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯇꯣꯏꯅ ꯇꯥꯏ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯃ꯭ꯌꯥꯟꯃꯥꯔꯒ ꯕꯣꯔꯗꯔꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯀꯨꯀꯤꯁꯨ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯊꯣꯝꯖꯤꯜꯂꯛꯄꯁꯦ ꯃꯁꯤꯗꯩꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯆꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯗꯤꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯛꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤ ꯇꯁꯦꯡꯅ ꯑꯅꯤꯁꯨꯕ ꯃ꯭ꯌꯥꯟꯃꯥꯔꯗꯨ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯕꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯗꯣ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯇꯥꯡꯗꯗꯤ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯅ ꯅꯨꯡꯅꯥꯡꯕ ꯃꯤꯇꯣꯞꯁꯤꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯃꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯋꯥꯕꯁꯦ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯗꯒꯤ ꯚꯣꯏꯁ ꯑꯃ ꯐꯥꯎꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯇꯥꯕ ꯂꯩꯇꯦ ꯁꯤꯗꯩꯗ ꯑꯩꯅ ꯃꯈꯥ ꯇꯥꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯖꯅꯤꯡꯕꯗ ꯃꯩꯇꯩꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯀꯟꯁꯇꯤꯇ꯭ꯌꯨꯁꯟꯒꯤ ꯃꯈꯥꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯁ ꯇꯤ ꯂꯤꯁꯇ ꯆꯟꯗꯨꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯦꯐꯒꯥꯔꯗ ꯐꯪꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯔꯥꯏꯠꯅꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯗ ꯃꯁꯤꯗꯩꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯦꯁ ꯇꯤ ꯂꯤꯁꯇ ꯆꯟꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯍꯟꯊꯕ ꯊꯥꯛꯇ ꯀꯨꯝꯊꯈꯤꯕ ꯅꯠꯇ꯭ꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯆꯥꯎꯈꯠꯄꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯚꯤꯂꯥꯏꯖꯦꯁꯟꯗꯒꯤ ꯍꯟꯊꯈꯤꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯃꯥꯡꯖꯕ ꯄꯣꯂꯤꯇꯤꯀꯦꯜꯒꯤ ꯏꯀꯣꯅꯣꯃꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯡꯖꯕ ꯑꯃꯐꯥꯎ ꯂꯩꯕꯁꯨ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯗ ꯄꯨꯜꯂꯨꯔꯕ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯨꯔꯕꯅꯤꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯣꯇꯦꯛꯁꯟ ꯑꯃ ꯄꯤꯌꯣ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯅꯦꯕ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯔꯥꯏꯠꯅꯤ.
Four left parties in Manipur, CPIM, CPI, RSP and AIFB, have strongly condemned US aggression against Venezuela, including reported capturing of President Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores. The joint statement signed by Kitramiam Santa of CPIM Manipur, A. Nabachandra of CPI Manipur, Komdram Gyaneshwar of AIFB Manipur and Kangjam Manoranjan of RSP Manipur described US actions as blatant violation of the UN Charter and an attack on sovereign nation. They highlighted statements by US President Donald Trump on seizing Venezuela's oil reserves and by US Secretary of State Marco Rubio warning that Cuba and Mexico could be next, calling these clear signs of US imperialism seeking global hegemony. Left parties expressed solidarity with the people of Venezuela, noting reports of mass mobilization in defense of the country's sovereignty. They have called for nationwide protest in India against US aggression and urged the government of India to join global voices condemning the attack and stand firmly with Venezuela. Joint Action Committee JAC against the brutal murder of late Khaidimombi Chaoba Devi, aged 26, of Wangoi Khaidimlaikai, Imphal West District, submitted a memorandum to Manipur Governor Ajay Kumar Bhalla yesterday, demanding immediate intervention to ensure justice in the case. Chaoba Devi, a married woman and a mother, was allegedly murdered on December 27, 2025, an incident that has sent shock waves across the state and sparked serious concerns over the safety and dignity of women. While police have registered an FIR and detained the husband of the deceased, her mother-in-law and two others as prime suspects, the JAC expressed lack of confidence in the ongoing investigation, alleging possible bias, lack of transparency and misrepresentation of the incident in certain sections of the media. Earlier in the day, thousands of people, including members of civil society organizations, women's groups such as Myra Paibis, clubs and local residents, participated in a public meeting and a mass peace rally held around 1 p.m., voicing their demand for fair and impartial probe. The JAC urged the governor to constitute a special investigation team SIT within 24 hours and demanded that no post-mortem examination be conducted until the SIT is formed and begins its investigation. Warning of intensified agitation, the committee stated that failure to meet the demands within the stipulated time frame would compel them to take stronger democratic measures in coordination with CSOs and public to secure justice for the deceased. Lamla MLA KH Ibomcha warmly welcomed 17 individuals who claimed to be JDU workers from Pungdombam under Lamla Assembly constituency and joined BJP today. The MLA visited their houses and welcomed them. Speaking to reporters, the newly joined BJP members claimed that they joined the party believing the initiatives taken up by the MLA. They asserted that he earnestly works for the welfare of the people in Lamla Assembly constituency. On the other hand, MLA Ibomcha appealed to the people in his constituency to take collective responsibility to carry forward the constituency. Opposing the imposition of President's rule in Manipur, All Manipur Students Union MSU General Headquarters President Bruce Pebam has announced MSU's support for efforts aimed at restoring normalcy and bringing back a popular government in the state. Bruce Pebam made the statement during the launch of a 55-day free special coaching program for Class 12 students of Imphal East District. The program was formally inaugurated by Manipur Legislative Assembly Speaker Thokchom Satyabrata and was organized by the MSU General Headquarters. The event was attended by several dignitaries including Speaker Thokchom Satyabrata, MSU General Headquarters President Bruce Pebam, Lamlong Higher Secondary School Senior Lecturer Thokchom Indra, social activist Khaidem Jasobanta and MSU Imphal East District Committee President Jason Chingakham. Addressing the gathering, Speaker Tokchom Satyabrata highlighted the important role of student unions in promoting the welfare of students across the state. He commended MSU for taking responsibility to ensure that students from all districts do not fall behind academically amid the prevailing uncertain conditions in Manipur. Meanwhile, MSU GHQ President Bruce Pebam appealed to students to remain focused on their studies as the new year begins and encouraged them to make the best use of the free coaching initiative.
Mahiroi organization si Satra Jigna Pananaba Ningo organization. Aduna Satra Gidamakta Apaba Tabakayama Tarukani Habashi Aitaje Ayama Matamda Shimba Tabaktaroma Lapa Matamda Punna Hoi Kucham Chaminashi Adu Apaba Manipurama Gidamakta Hoi Punna Chaminabada Ainam Jaba Mating Pangba Adomna Aiki Shupang Viva Adu Hoi Punna Chaminaga Hena Paba Mahiro Kunayama Hena Paba Leva Simin and Abahunaminashi Abazima Tamjage.
Chairman cum Managing Director of Pantopia Housing Finance Company Limited, TH Hemo, assured that Pantopia Housing Finance Company Limited, PHFCL, will take significant role in popularizing Manipur in the global financial sector. He was speaking on the sidelines of the one-day convention on job creation and economic development in Manipur. Speaking further, Hemo claimed that PHFCL has been recognized by Ministry of Finance under SARFAESI Act 2002 as the first housing company in the entire northeastern states. He went on to express content with the company's growth, noting its registration with TransUnion, Sibyl, Experian, Equifax and CRIF High Mark. The chairman added that the company can now avail home loan, loan against property, microfinance loan, gold loan and business loan to the general public in the state. He also called for collective efforts towards boosting the state's economy, which has been badly affected by COVID pandemic and ongoing crisis.
India sin mathumada malemi tongan wale baksing akoi angan matam dei khone phaminai kala sanskriti culture na group sakta I aduga amuksu akoi sports na sakta I aduga in the meantime in the field of financial sector so Pantopia Housing Finance Company Limited as a public limited company la khrabnina tapna financial sector is sakta la kodam sigi role amadi lojar ani adar hajite koi sida thamjari loan products so scheduled commercial bank or nationalized bank madal loan products maximum we have today Come housing one hagan part will community home loan hagan construction of the house name, extension of the house name, renovation, repairing, etc. etc. Adu kamushu purchase of land plot, flat apartment. All this housing part niko. Adu other than this housing part hagan loan against property LP. See for any purpose. Adu kamuk jikti microfinance habsin bere kare gold loan habsin bere and a scheduled commercial bank or nationalized bank maximum loan products we have with this one the housing finance company limited today.
Executive Engineer of PWD Manipur, KH Robinson, has urged DC Imphal East to intervene for early removal of stacked serviceable and unserviceable earth blocking the main carriageway along the Imphal Cycle Road, particularly near the embankment of Imphal River between Lamlong Bridge and Haikrumako. In a statement, Robinson stated that the obstruction has emerged during the execution of rigid pavement work under Murda MEP project and is hindering road improvement activities while causing inconvenience to commuters and local residents. He noted that although the issue may fall under the jurisdiction of departments such as Forest Department or Water Resources Department, the work cannot proceed without consent from the concerned line department and requested immediate action to ensure smooth and safe progress of the project as per the DPR. Swachhata Health Camp for internally displaced persons was organized at Kwakta Sericulture Relief Camp in Bishnupur district as part of Swachhata Action Plan 2025-26. The camp was conducted by Regional Institute of Medical Sciences RIMS Imphal in collaboration with Chorchanpur Meitei United Committee CMUC with an aim to promote cleanliness, preventive health care and overall well-being among displaced population residing in the camp. Specialist doctors from various RIMS departments including clinical psychology, anatomy, physical medicine and rehabilitation PMR, pediatrics, obstetrics and gynecology, ENT, dermatology, community medicine and ophthalmology provided medical consultations, basic health checkups and health education focusing on hygiene, sanitation and prevention of communicable diseases. A total of 303 beneficiaries availed the services and free medicines were distributed, while importance of maintaining cleanliness in and around living areas was emphasized as important preventive measure. Time for a short break. We'll be right back. Keep watching SKTV.
Manipur के अहानबा न्यूरो पेशेंट्स के अमत तंगाइरबा स्पेशलाइज्ड हॉस्पिटल न्यूरो इमरजेंसी ट्रॉमा नेट मल्टी स्पेशलिटी हॉस्पिटल सिंगजमाई मथक टोंगथाम लिकाइदा हांदुकचरे हॉस्पिटल असना मरुइना बीपी स्ट्रोक ब्रेन ट्यूमर लम्बी की खुदोंगथिबा स्पाइनल डिस्क प्रोलैप्स स्पाइनल ट्यूमर अमदी माइग्रेन चिंगबा लायंगली हॉस्पिटल असदा न्यूरो की लायंगबा चंगबा अफबो मखल की खुसु खुलाई अमदी मशीन मरांग काइदे लई मशीना कोक मरी लेनबा तोंगान तोंबा मखल की अनाबा सिंग निंगथिना लायंगली लमदम मसिदा न्यूरो सर्जन यामना तांगरिबा मरमना चिंगमदी अरापा मफमदगी लाकपा अनाबसी न्यूरो सर्जन उननबा होनबदा अवाबा कया मायोंगदरी मसिदा सुनतना मतम थिंथना अनाबा लायंगना मरम ओरगा खुदोंथिबा कया सुमायोंगदरी मसी पुनमक्तगी खरदो ओरबसु कन्ननबा डॉक्टर पार्किंसन सिंह एमसीएस न्यूरो सर्जरी एम्स न्यू दिल्ली ना मसामकी हॉस्पिटल असिदा पुंग कुनमरी लेदुना अनाबा सिंह लायंगली हॉस्पिटल असिदा अताबा ममलदा लायंग मतनतना ओपीडी जनरल अमदी आईसीयू बेड्स ऑपरेशन मेडिसिन एक्स-रे अमदी लैब कमैली नबसनसु अताबा ममलदा फंगल्ली ngasi maglension biro amadi kudong chaba singa silobiyo hena kubam rol gidamag hospital asigi telephone number 7005534166 natraga 8974572154 da pau phabirak yagani.
Give your child a foundation for a bright and successful future. Admissions are now open at Heritage Convent, where quality education meets values, discipline, and excellence. We nurture young minds through experienced teachers, caring environment, and holistic learning. Admissions open from 22nd December 2025. Visit our school campus to Naramthong Kulem Lekai for offline admission. Enroll today for a better tomorrow.
Welcome back, and in further news, Nawa Education conducted orientation program for around 200 internally displaced students appearing in class 10 and 12 board examinations at Akampat Relief Camp Ideal Girls College, where study materials and essential stationery were distributed. Subject-wise extra classes were held by experienced teachers along with counseling sessions on mental health and psychosocial well-being by clinical psychologists N.G. Zivina and Samurai Larpam Berina. Students accompanied by parents or relatives, relief camp committee members, about 10 teachers and 15 volunteers attended the program. It may be mentioned that Nawa Education is an educational initiative of Where Have All the Flowers Gone? The foundation was established in September 2023 to address educational and psychosocial needs of students residing at relief camps. Since its inception, the initiative has conducted various programs across relief camps in the valley districts. A two-day awareness campaign on Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission Gramin, also known as VBGRAMG, concluded today. The program, which began yesterday, was organized by the Krishi Vigyan Kendra KVK Senapati at the KVK campus and across various villages of Senapati district. Around 250 villages took part in the awareness campaign. Addressing the participants, Dr. N. Jyotsna, senior scientist and head of KVK Senapati, highlighted key features of the newly enacted VBGRAMG scheme. She stated that the scheme proposes to increase guaranteed work days from 100 to 125 days per rural household annually. She further informed that a 60-day agricultural pause will be introduced during peak sowing and harvesting seasons to ensure adequate agricultural labor availability. The scheme will be implemented as a centrally sponsored scheme with a 90-10 fund sharing pattern for northeastern and Himalayan states and union territories and 60-40 for other states. During the program, KVK subject matter specialists Dr. David Kamai, Dr. N. Mohindra Singh, Dr. Tilem Ratan Singh and B. Khogen Sharma of Thamba Lema Maisilia Imphal delivered technical sessions on various topics for the benefit of participating farmers. Meanwhile, at the KVK Senapati campus, Ms. Chokhone Krishna, a floriculturist from Senapati district, was felicitated for her achievements. Her name was recently mentioned by Prime Minister Narendra Modi during the 129th episode of Man Ki Baat, aired on December 28, 2025. She was recognized as a role model for tribal youth, especially women farmers of the district. Former Manipur Government Minister Oinam Lukhoi has stressed the importance of participating in festivals of all communities without allowing cultural differences to create divisions. The Gangai festival of the Kabui community was celebrated at Leshangkhong Kabui Khul and Wangoi Kabui Khul under the Wangoi Assembly constituency. The former minister attended the celebrations at Leshangkhong Kabui Khul yesterday. Speaking on the occasion, Oinam Lukhoi stated that celebrations of Gangai had been reduced to a namesake event over the past 2 years due to the ongoing turmoil in the state. However, he added that festivals are now being observed on a larger scale, attributing this positive change to the improved law and order situation in Manipur.
Community kuntraga ma trupsina khunda minadana adugumba dekraba adugumba khogi chana lebak Manipur ni mamangi chai khara thoningda thogdawa thokharana siguma festival ase maitai khatana te kabui khatana te khara de mayam solidarity utpoina festival ka pangthokdana lakhibani
Khangta Te KCK under the theme No to Drugs, Yes to Youth Development. Kampupi SP, Kuki NP Southern Hills leaders and civil society representatives attended the event and lauded the village's model of discipline, moral education and youth empowerment as an example for other communities across the state. As part of its sustained campaign against drugs and other intoxicants, Kanglei Peoples Against Narcotics and Psychotropic Substance, Kanglei Panas, conducted a poster campaign at Nambol Kithil today. During the campaign, members of Kanglei Panas raised awareness on the need to stop selling drugs and every form of intoxicating substances to adolescents and students, strictly implementing the ban on selling such substances within 100-meter range of schools and colleges, and organizing relevant awareness program in curbing the menace of drugs and substance abuse. They also put up several posters inscribing different slogans regarding substance abuse and on walls. Director of Trade, Commerce and Industries Department Yumnam Robita inaugurated the Wow Momo Wow Kulfi restaurant at Ghari Makhalikai in Imphal West District today. Speaking on the sidelines, Robita praised the entrepreneurial initiative, stating it will generate income for the owner and create job opportunities for several local youths. She also wished the restaurant success and growth.
Wow Momo se ama khoi Sangai Bro Road sida hangdokdana mayam da easily accessible ohenba khoi hana di phangam da sing lo sida phangakpa aduga entrepreneur ama oina mana atopa mayam su promote tawri aduga si je masana masabu khoi thabak pija ba haidare aduga khoi unemployed youth mayam ama government service kom kai gumba phangda dar su isana isabu chakhatna ba isana isana business ama hangdokpa se amna it's a very encouraging thing haidare khoi mi khuding mak loina tawngam manate si je yamna risk yamna strong will oigadawni sugumba taw matamda risk yam leibanina.
As the new year begins, a get-to-know session for radio listeners of the state was held today at Brahmapur Aribamlikai. The program was organized by the Radio Listeners Guild Manipur RLGM and was led by RLGM Executive Member Sophia Sharma Bachaspati Mayum along with RLGM Secretary Nga Chalamba. At the outset, a 2-minute silence was observed to pay homage to those who lost their lives while protecting the territorial integrity of Manipur during the ongoing turmoil that began on May 3, 2023. Speaking on the occasion, RLGM Vice President Thongam Dara stated that the program was organized as part of the New Year celebrations to strengthen connections among radio lovers across the state, as well as to foster closer interaction with staff from community radio stations and All India Radio. The event also featured entertainment programs followed by a community feast, adding a festive spirit to the gathering.
radio listeners Gil Manipur na koi sinja langjara har kanda Manipur da riba radio station khudimaki radio tabiri basingi sakhang maikang da thoram koi Manipur da riba community radio station khudimaki staff sing amadi Kaswani Imphal gi staff sing yauna amadi koi radio tabiri basingi Manipur gi kasin koya khudimak tagi lengbirak le har kanda halaman imai bel mo pang isno telese khudimak koi radio tabin riba sing sigi sakhang maikang da thoram si koi ngasi han banonga jing misida pangtok jabani.
On the other hand, radio listeners of Akashvani Imphal organized the Akashvani Listeners May 2026 today at the residence of Linthoi Sanasam at Nambol Limapupam Awanglekai. The meet was attended by radio listeners as well as staff members of All India Radio Imphal, reflecting strong interaction between the broadcaster and its audience. Speaking as chief guest, AIR Imphal Program Coordinator Nongthomam Roma stated that Akashvani Imphal continues to thrive because of its listeners. She remarked that without listeners, even the best radio programs would lose their purpose. She further appealed to listeners to maintain a healthy and supportive relationship with All India Radio, adding that such cooperation is essential for the continued growth and strengthening of the station.
mayamgidamakta tungkoina Akashvani Imphal lehonabagidamagta achumba henna anauba asha oiba mayonama tupurakpa ngamba oi sunu haishunu oi boy sunu haidna su sholum from the nijari adumak lakpiyo ekoi taram na unajage akoi mai leitana chenjaroi ngasi Akashvani Imphal gi laiba staff sing se listener sing gi damakta ngasi sinjari be thorum se mapung phana bagi damakta ekoi mam se lakchabani Akashvani Imphal na ngasi phoda laiba se listener sing laiba gi damakta ni natraga di ekoi Akashvani Imphal gi program may amama phajaba may amama sandoklagashu tabi na letragadi karikanagani aduna mayamgi damakta Akashvani Imphal thongjin raung hangdoktuna thamjari.
Bojovi Mixed Martial Art MMA and Fitness is organizing first mixed martial art The Rise of Warriors, an MMA fight event on April 4th this year. The event's director Rangam Chiru announced this to media during a press conference held today at the Dynasty Hall of Hotel Classic Grande, Chingmairong, Imphal. Speaking further, Rangam informed that at least 14 pro fighters will participate at the MMA fight event, adding that it aims to create a platform for MMA fighters to reach global stage. On the other hand, Bojovi Mixed Martial Art and Fitness Managing Director Nomaitem Bojovi noted that MMA fighters from Manipur often faced challenges in reaching international level due to lack of hype and exposure needed to build their professional records. He also said interested persons to gather more details from Bojovi MMA and Fitness.
Our fighters, in ratio to our population, we have elite fighters fighting in different organizations. We have Manipur's first fighter in the Matrix Fight Night, and so many other fighters. I can name some like Jacko Lystrom is there, Lystrom Chaurazit is there, and of course our very own Jojo Rajkumari is also there. They will be coming for the event in April. They will be the professional fighters, and we are also inviting amateur fighters from basically from all over Northeast and the rest of India as well. We will be focusing on our fighters, our fellow Northeast fighters at first. Azanna haukiba, azanna taurang taukiba, mayam pukjen manana, beginning taukiba sina, akogi loishin basu fazagani habagi, akogi confidence adasu lazy. We will keep doing our efforts to promote our Manipuri mixed martial artists to the very best of our level.
A non-residential coaching camp for the game of roll ball for players and students under 15 years of age will be organized at the Nilit Indoor Basketball Hall, Akampad, Imphal East from 8th January to 18th January 2026. All roll ball players and students are informed to attend the coaching camp. The program will be conducted in 2 daily sessions, namely morning and evening. The coaching camp will be headed by Sujal Basfor, an experienced Northeast India roll ball coach. He will be assisted by experienced officials of the Manipur State Roll Ball Association during the coaching sessions. Interested boys and girls under 15 years of age are requested to collect the prescribed admission forms for the coaching camp from the state official L. Upendra Singh during office hours on or before 7th January 2026. For further details, he can be contacted at mobile number 9436 021366. And in today's weather report, according to ICAR Regional Center Imphal, state's maximum temperature was recorded at 22.5 degrees Celsius, while the minimum temperature was 6 degrees Celsius. The maximum relative humidity was measured to be 87% in the morning and 42% in the evening. And that is all we have at this hour. But before we wrap up, the headlines once again. Manipur freezes administrative boundaries from January 1st, 2026 to March 31st, 2027 ahead of census amid NRC demands. Filing RTI for MLA Local Area Development Fund needed similar to RTI on MP Fund, asserts Lok Sabha MP Bimola Koizam. Campaign for Just and Fair Delimitation JFD to launch protest against Census. Appeals to indigenous people to support to safeguard future generations. MMTU to launch mass campaign for Meitei inclusion in ST list for constitutional protection. Announces to launch No ST, No Vote campaign against politicians. Four left parties in Manipur denounce US aggression on Venezuela, urge nationwide protest to support global anti-imperialist movement. And JAC in Chaoba killing submits memorandum to the governor, demands an SIT within 24 hours to probe into killing. Up next is Prime Time Manipuri News presented by Takilambam Shamkanhai. Stay tuned.